What's up guys, Bloodshed here, bringing you the Witch Doctor starter build for Diablo 3 patch 2.6.1 and season 12. Now this is the last and final starter build we have on the channel, then we can get back to normal content. It's been a long road, but I'm happy that we're here. Now this is basically going to take you from the full yellow starter build to like the 4-piece chicken McNugget build and to the 6-piece, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, here is the starter build. We're pretty much focused around the sacrifice skill, and the Grasp of the Dead rune has a 70% chance to summon a zombie dog. So you're just going to be spamming sacrifice, and even the rune that we decided to go with has a 35% chance to resurrect a new dog if you use it. So you pretty much have a healthy supply of resources. Provoke the Pack does work, and it does stack, so you can actually use that if you like, but I just prefer, you know, you get in, start spamming dogs and doing lots of damage. So it's like a pet build, but we're sacrificing those sad pets. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the T1 Rift here. Again, nothing beneficial in the cube. You know, baseline gems, no legendary gems, and of course, no Paragon. Let's jump into a T1 just so I can kind of demonstrate the build. I decided to go with Jaunt, but Severance might be actually better for more movement speed just to get around. Summon your pets. Use Proninato to group them up if possible. We are using the Barbed Cleave rune, so you can see the damage from the sacrifice does so much. Yeah, it's a pretty chill build. I don't mind it. We tweaked it today on stream. We went with a more sacrifice heavy build, and it definitely worked out better than what we had previously. So basically you want to put elemental damage on your gear. In this case, Garg is a big part of my damage, but I would put the physical from sacrifice. So physical or cold is fine. At this low level, it won't matter too much. Eventually, you'll move to a cold variation, most likely, just because Haunt has some good cold runes, and you know, Gargs have some great cold runes when you move into a full pet build. But yeah, anyway, elemental damage, crit damage, and just main stat and intelligence, just baseline main stat. I like to use a two-hander early on, just because it does more damage and allows for everything just to hit harder. Like I say in a lot of my videos, you just want to bully your way through the low-level content until you get your 4-piece set, which is actually not too long. It doesn't take actually that long from here. I am putting a white gem in the helmet. That's helping our cooldown come up faster. Cooldown for, you know, Proninato and for Grasp of the Dead. Grasp of the Dead actually has a cooldown, so that does help that. And then of course the passive that we're using is Graven Justice, and if you're around enemies, it's going to start triggering. So this is a really good passive for a lot of Witch Doctor builds. You get life and mana and reduce the cooldown of all your skills by 1 second when an enemy dies within 20 yards. So you want to be up close doing damage. Pierce the Veil, since we're really not a mana heavy build, we're getting a lot of benefit from Pierce. Midnight Feast is going to buff up our dogs and our Gargantuan and give us another dog. And then Confidence, we're going to do more damage when we're up close. Okay, so this is like with absolutely nothing. It's actually pretty crazy how strong it is. Just right out the gate, you'll be able to jump in, get through, get your season journey set done. And let's move on to the 4-piece set bonus now that you got a gist of the build and how it kind of works together. The 4-piece starter build adds 2 specific things. The 2-piece bonus gives us a Spider Queen. You can see it right here on the screen. The Spider Queen does 4,000 weapon damage over 5 seconds and CCs enemies. This is incredibly strong, and it's the reason why the 2-piece, once you get the 2-piece, you start face rolling all the content from here. The 4-piece gives Hex the effective Toad of Hugeness rune, and we also get healed. So we get healed for 10%, and we get a 50% damage reduction. So this is the survivability. Let's go ahead and just jump into a GR20 just to kind of showcase the insane damage from the Spider Queen, putting in work. So same thing, Proninato, but this time we're going to use Haunt to debuff the enemies even further. Make sure to summon your pet's blood. That's really important. I did switch to Severance. You basically want to drop Proninato and Hex on the enemies and let the pets do work. You can see the Spider Queen just doing damage. One thing to note, you can use Corpse Spiders to control the Spider Queen, but it didn't really matter to me. I was just making sure I dot everything with Haunt, group everything with Proninato, and then, you know, hex them. When they're hexed, they take more damage. So yeah, just kind of go around here, let the pets do work. If I can get the Spider Queen to attack this person, then we'll be in even better shape. So Pick up the globes. As soon as we kill this yellow mob here, you'll see our the progression is skyrocketing. Like, I mean, it's really, really crazy. The 2-piece spider set early on does so much damage. I'm not gonna grab that pylon. Go ahead and kill some of this density. And again, the Garg is still here cleaving away, doing its thing. Let's go to the next level here, try to get some more progression. But yeah, Piranha also puts a 15% damage debuff on the targets. So when you group them up, they're taking more damage. When they're hexed, they're taking more damage. And that's why Grave Injustice is really good, because you can almost spam it, right? The buff does last 4 seconds, so that's kind of cool. You get a little bit more use out of it. It also reduces the cooldown of Severance and things like that. Let's go ahead and push in. So I switched to a non-sacrifice build for this portion. Oh, we got some spider density. Some spider action. Arachnophobia, man. Let's get out of here. Yeah, just group them up and let the pets do work, and it's pretty awesome for sure. Is there, okay, we have a yellow. Look at this elite just get shredded. Just absolutely obliterated by the Spider Queen. You see what I'm saying? It's very, very awesome. There are no bad starts next season. Whatever class you decide to pick, go for it. There are no bad starts. You can see with all these starter builds, it gives you amazing pathways of, you know, what to build into and all that stuff. So we're going to talk about the 6-piece and beyond, and then we'll talk about like blood shards and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and go to that part. Once you get the 6-piece bonus, your creature skills will do 4,500% damage. Namely, fire bats will do 4,500% increased damage. You can swap around Piranha and take out Haunt and use fire bat. You can use dire bats. It's like a long range version of it. It hits really, really hard because you get that crazy bonus with it. And if you get any other multipliers like a Bakuli belt or a Staff of Chiropetra, right? Fire bat attacks 100% faster, costs less mana, and hits even more, right? And then of course the Bakuli belt is a good one. Fire bat deals 300% increased damage to enemies affected by Locust Swarm or Piranhas, right? It's different. So you can actually Piranha and then fire bat through them, right? And you're gonna get the damage that way as well. Another good fire bat rune is Vampire Bat early on. It costs more mana up front, but you're getting healing back. So if you're kind of pushing into content higher than maybe you're intended, you'll get a lot of that health back. But of course, the Cloud of Bats is the one that mostly everybody uses to push on. It's really, really, really good rune. So yeah, let's talk about low-level gambling and look at the options there. If you come across a challenge rift bag, or you come across a lot of blood shards early on for whatever reason, and you want to know how to spin your blood shards to give you the biggest multiplier, like the biggest start early season, one of the two that I found, we're going to cover two main things. One of the two is to roll helmets on a level 35 Witch Doctor. So when you hit about level 35, empty out your blood shards, and you can possibly get a Mask of Jerome. That's going to give you up to a 200% multiplier for your pets. Synergizes nicely with the builds that we covered today and beyond, right? You can use it with Helltooth, you can use it with Zuni and things like that. So Mask of Jerome does drop on a level 35 Witch Doctor if you roll your blood shards. You can also get a Quizzicoatl, which is great for Jade. You're definitely going to need it for Jade, so that might be a benefit. If you happen to get a Leorix, then you know you can use it. Cube a red gem to get more XP out of it, or a Broken Crown. You probably really can't use this too much until 70 or so. A Carnival, so you can get certain things. Some things aren't that good, some things are better than others, but definitely Mask of Jerome is really, really powerful and somewhat reliable. You're going to get a good helmet if you drop like around 500 or so blood shards. You know what I mean, at this level. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the second thing that I found that you can probably build around early game. The second thing I found early game was a Gazing Demise. On a level 1 Witch Doctor, there's only one possible mojo you can get from Kadala. So if you go here and you go to Mystery Mojo at level 1, right? It's only a Gazing Demise, and that's gonna give you a multiplier with Spirit Barrage. So this is pretty strong. We were actually messing around on T3 with Spirit Barrage on our character. So like I'm on master difficulty, I can kind of show you. You can see like obviously this is a new character, no Paragon, nothing, no fancy. Look at my damage, 204 deep. So you'll probably be way better off than I am. So I just kind of want to showcase it on master because that's something more realistic. let's go ahead and look for an elite here to showcase the damage of everything. So let me have my pets out just to maybe take some damage off of me for a minute while I look for one. But you basically just Spirit Barrage. TLDR is, you can see I'm only level 21, so we also don't have all of our stuff. But yeah, man, we were trucking through on Master here, just kind of chilling and getting by at range. So it's pretty cool, man. I mean, at least you get a multiplier. There's an option there to get some kind of multiplier while leveling, and it's really helpful. I was kind of worried at first because I wasn't sure which doctors would have anything really early game, but yeah, I mean, there's only one possible outcome to get this item, and it's a lot stronger than I thought too. I was pretty shocked on stream that we could just walk into higher torments, you know, with really bum-ass gear and just do well. Like if you have crafted gear or you get good drops or like a legendary two-hander, or you can't use a two-hander unless you cube it, unless you cube the gazing. But like if you get like a legendary one-hander, you can probably jump pretty high in the levels. So just wanted to kind of showcase and show you guys some options of pathways that you can do here early game. If you're pushing here early on in Season 12, there's some really big things that you need with the set. I mean, you definitely need some Lakumbas, preferably with fire damage, or cold if you're running like a pet build or something like that. It's really important. You want physical res as a secondary on most of your gear if possible. It's really important as well. You can use coils. Coils will actually heal you, so it's good to roll bracers because coils is really good for survivability, and so is Lakumbas. A Bakuli belt will give you that multiplicative damage we talked about, so it's good to roll belts. A Vile Hive would be really good, so a lot of 25 bangers at Kadala that will actually help you out, right? So for offhands, it's 25. For helms, for the Mask of Jaram and things like that, it's only 25. For your belts, it's 25. You want to upgrade ceremonial daggers to get that Sacred Harvest, or a Barber would help you out early game as well. Quizzicoatls for helmets. So you can see Witch Doctor has it kind of easy. Once you have your set all in place, you're pretty much good to go. You can roll shoulders for a Mantle of Channeling. Just focus on the cheaper items like the Mantle and spend your more precious materials like Death's Breath on weapon upgrades from the Hope of Cain, okay? And hopefully you get a Ring of Emptiness too, but I wouldn't really focus on that until you had everything else. It's just a little bit more important to get everything before you worry about this. But that's it, man. We're done. We did it. You survived. We survived. Make sure to follow me at twitch.tv/bloodshed. I stream there 6 days a week. We talk Diablo. We love Diablo and things like that. And we play other games too, but that's our main game right now. If you want to support further, you can always sub to me on Twitch. Or you can like, comment, share, and all that stuff. That definitely helps out a lot too. But anyways, guys, this is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.